Hello all, welcome to our channel Being Schengen. We'll be discussing on the checklist for work visa. This document is necessary to be provided as part of a visa processing. This contains also the list of documents which needs to be provided. The first particular to be filled is the name, passport number, contact and the email address. Followed by this is the checklist which list all the documents, and once we have each and every document we have to tick if it's yes or no. The required documents, it's mandatory have to be yes, and so you will have to provide it without fail for your visa to be processed. If failed, there could be a possibility of processing delay, and we'll have to again attend the interview. The first document which is obvious, it's the passport, and the passport provided should have some criteria. That is, it shouldn't be older than 10 years. So for 2022 now, it shouldn't be older as 2011. The passport which is issued at 2011 is not valid to be applied, and the validity should extend at least 3 months. So now considering December, the validity should at least be until end of March, so that it could be processed, and it should have at least 2 blank pages. The next document is the visa application. Regarding the visa application, I will be explaining in another video, so you can ignore this for now. And the next document is the color photos. So the color photo has a specification with white background, specific size, and it shouldn't be not old than 6 months. You could actually go to certain studios who are taking photos for specifically for Schengen visa. If you know already, if not, you could visit the VFS center. They too provide photos directly at the center. The next document is the flight itinerary, which is the document showing the reservation of your flight. This is a mandatory document denoting the date of travel, the flight tickets to your destination. So once you reserve, you will have to mention the date and the first place of entry. If it is a connecting flight in any of the Schengen country, then you will have to mention the city and the Schengen country name. For example, you travel to Poland via Germany, then you will have to mention the first place of entry as Germany and the airport, not exactly the airport, but the city name, maybe Frankfurt, then Frankfurt, Germany. And then the travel medical insurance. This is also a mandatory document. There is some confusion whether you have to apply travel medical insurance only for the duration of travel or the entire period of stay. You will have to actually apply for the entire period of stay, not just for the travel, maybe not just 1 or 2 days of travel, but the entire duration. Here there are list of companies which you can apply to. I'll just go inside. So I'm opening the document which contains the list, and you will have to search for India. So here in India, there are around 8 companies. You can apply in any one of these. Uh, Personally, I recommend Bajaj Alliance because it was cheaper and the processing was easier compared to other companies, but it's totally up to you. So here, once the insurance has been applied, you will have to name the company, and also the insurance number and the validity. In some cases, the companies can provide split insurance, like the maximum duration could be up to 180 days. So for 360, it would be like three insurance, 180 plus 180 plus 5, accounting for 360. Then you will have to mention all these numbers in a sequential manner with their corresponding validity. Next is the document confirming the purpose of trip. This is supporting the employment in Poland. Here, the first and foremost, the most important document, the work permit, the physical copy of the work permit, not actually the copy, the physical, the original document is provided to you once you accept the offer in an organization in Poland. So, this document is physically mailed to your residential address in India. This has to be provided for visa processing, the original document itself, but it will be provided back to you once the visa has been processed. The next document is the KRS. It's the proof of registration of the employer. This has to be provided by the employer. If not provided already, you can check with HR and get this. This is also mandatory. The next document is the employment letter. It is the contract provided by the employer mentioning all the rules and regulations of the company and your employment duration. Two copies will be provided to you, physical copies along with the work permit in mail. You will have to provide one original copy during this visa processing. The next document is the international transfer letter. So if you're transferred from the same organization from India to Poland, then you will have to get this letter from the company. But this is not mandatory because in my case, I moved from the same organization in India to Poland and it didn't require. But you could check with HR if it is required, and if it is required, you can get this letter from your employer. And then is the supporting document. These are completely optional because some documents require legalization. So if you see the professional and the educational certificates require legalization or apostillization, which adds to the cost for processing your visa. So you can directly ignore. I ignored this 6.5.1, and 6.5.2 is the work experience certificate, which is uh, if you have already worked in previous organization and have an experience certificate, you can provide the original and copies. And the police clearance certificate is also another process, but uh, I didn't go forward. All these documents are completely optional, so it's up to you. Like, you can also provide all the three or not provide any one of these. But for uh, my processing, I just provided the work experience certificate. The next document is the accommodation. Here, if you read through the document confirming the booking of appropriate accommodation for the intended period of stay in Poland. So it is also mentioned as lease agreement or other type of accommodation proof. So there would be some confusion because like you would have been provided an employment contract for 1 year, and would you require to have the agreement or an accommodation proof for 1 year? No, you just require a temporary accommodation at least for 15 days or up up to a month, and later you can go to Poland and you can look for another house or an apartment. So this reservation can be done in Airbnb, Booking.com, or if you are lucky, you could get a help from someone in Poland and get a lease agreement also. So this is also a mandatory document, and The next document is mentioned as additional document, which is uh, totally not required. Like I didn't provide any. And the next one is the residence proof. It's mandatory. You will have to provide an ID proof within the embassies or consulate's jurisdiction. So as you're applying from India, your residence proof could be Aadhaar or driving license. Better to provide Aadhaar because it's legally used everywhere. And the last document is the passport data pages. It has to be provided. So a copy of the first page, which has the photo, and the last page, which contains the address, has to be provided. In case you already have a Polish or Schengen visa stamped in your passport, then the copy of that page also has to be provided. So this is all with respect to the checklist. And once upon filling all these documents, you can assign your application, and also actually provide the date and place. The date and place could be at the visa appointment date, and the place where you have your appointment. And that is all with respect to the checklist.
Hope this video was informative. Don't forget to like, share, or subscribe. Bye.